So yeah, so we're gonna go over the week of May 11th to May 15th. We're also gonna go over the past week trades we've had. We're gonna go over the wins and losses, things we could have done to prevent losses, and any strategies that we have for the upcoming week. So first, I want to go over the past week. Past week, we've had a bunch of really good trades. Um, Snapchat was, for me, the biggest loser. We didn't lose much on it. We lost, let me check my order history real quick. We lost 6 cents. So my average was, I think, around 18 or $19. We sold for $12, so we didn't lose terribly. But this was a almost 100% play a couple hours after. So why did we cut it? Because the market was gonna tread down, and like it was making lower lows. So we're like, okay, we'll just cut it and move on. So at that time, it was the right decision. But later on in the day, the trade went to almost 100%. So I can't really get mad at that. We stuck to our plan. We cut losses when seen fit, and we just moved on. So that's the biggest loss we had. It was a right loss. It was a good loss. So I can't get mad at that. BYND, the earnings play was our biggest winner, almost 360% that we closed it at. So overall, it was a pretty good week. We had
301 on that Beyond call. Could you speak a little bit about just there were a lot of times where it looked like those contracts were down a lot. How did you see anything specific, or what did you have any strategy to, like, hey, this is a hold, just continue holding and we're going to make some money out of it?
right. So for Beyond, the first time was a pure earnings play. We knew that BYND was getting a lot of hype and a lot of demand because of the beef shortage. So we knew that their sales would probably go up, that they would probably raise guidance, which they did, everything we expected. So that's why our earnings play was up 350% at one point. But then we also swung BYND the next day, and that was around a 40-50% loss at the time. We didn't cut it because historically we've seen BYND destroy earnings and keep running, like running another 50% over the next couple days. So that's why I was pretty high on that. And also BYND, I mean, they had really good earnings, and also the the continuous reports of beef shortages in the United States made me realize that, okay, this is probably a good hold, and it was a 5:15 expiration, so we had some room for error, and that was pretty much the only error that we actually got. So first day we were down around 40-50% close on those contracts. The next day we ended 85, like I think between 70 or 85% on the 140 calls, and like 50% on the 145 calls. So overall, it was a very smart hold from us. And yeah, basically the hold was because they're historically they destroyed earnings before, and they just did. So the hold was worth it. The beef shortages that we kept getting reports on, and also a little bit banking on the fact that I wanted a price target raise. Usually after extraordinary earnings, we see price target raises, in which we did, but we didn't see them in like big amounts as we did with PayPal, as we did with Twilio. So that was kind of a unexpected thing. But yeah, so that was the BYND trade. Turned out to be a big winner after it was a big loser. Do we hold all trades like that? No, we don't. BYND was a special case because of its historical and because of its earnings report, and also other fundamental news. But normally we would cut that around 20, maybe 20-25% max for a loss. But BYND was a special trade. Not all trades will be like that, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Um,
Awesome.
yep, we also had Home Depot, another 100% winner. That was a good daily resistance breakout that we saw. We also saw that their earnings were coming up next week, I believe, either Lowe's or Home Depot. So we thought that we would get a sympathy run up, and that was 100% play, very cheap, easy 100% play there. But yeah, overall, a really really good week last week. That one day, Thursday, wasn't really that good because of BYND for me. A lot of people were so green on the day because they didn't take BYND, but overall, a great week. Now I want to talk about the news. So any news we had over this weekend? Not much news, to be honest. Just a lot of Tesla news over with Elon and him trying to sue. I think California or something for their factories. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I've read up on it, but overall, not much. Not many eye-popping news besides the Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, saying that people can go back to work. But he also said in his speech that people should stay home. So a lot of people are confused on that. Governor Cuomo also brought some pessimism back. He said that New York hospitalizations are back to where they started back in March. So that's a pessimism back. Tesla says it will resume operations, uh, and they have a company plan set to bring employees back to work. So that's something to watch out for. But yeah, so not too much big headlines. Let's check for upcoming news, upcoming numbers that we could expect in the market. Um, Fed Chair Powell is going to speak on Wednesday, May 13th at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's something to watch out for. Probably either a pump or dump pre-market, whatever he says. Thursday, May 14th again, the unemployment claims, they're going to keep going up, but last week we saw them lower than expectations, so we could probably see somewhere close to expectations this upcoming Thursday. And Friday we have retail sales, the retail sales report at 8:30 Eastern. So that's something to watch out for, pre-market. Let's see, stocks to watch. Let's look at that. So pulling up the scanner on the daily, we have a couple stocks that we already took though. We already took Baba, we already took Twitter. So these are some pretty good bullish stocks on the daily chart. Also, AMAT, Applied Materials, another producing or another manufacturing company is something to watch out for this week. AMAT, SPWR is another manufacturing company to watch out for, and energy. Energy, I think, is going to be a really under the radar sector this week. There's some news coming out on OPEC, I think Wednesday I saw. So we could see that. ELO, Valero Energy, ExxonMobil, CVX, Chevron, those are on watch as well. Texas Instruments is another one, technically, that's popping up on the daily chart. Let's take a look at that real quick. Nothing really special. I mean, it's kind of wedging here on the daily. No real breakout yet after their earnings beat. So you could watch that. They have well, they're sitting on the daily resistance right now, so nothing firm on Texas. Yeah. So let's see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this week's gonna be pretty much more of the same. We're gonna have some more Fed news than last week. Last week was pretty quiet in terms of Fed speaking, at least later on in the week. Because the Fed Chair Powell, Jerome Powell, will be speaking this week. We're probably gonna get some more volatile movement than last week. So we're not gonna play extremely careful, but we'll definitely take lesser and lesser positions into the week. So this weekend, for example, we took 5 swing positions. Well, 6 for me because of BYND. So we took those. But we'll probably be taking maybe 1 or 2 every day instead of a big number.
So your thought really, I think, to summarize there is that, maybe not necessarily pinning a direction, up or down, but more so just lots of volatility to expect through the week, particularly around the Fed.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's going to be a green or red week because of the Fed and because of the COVID-19. There's going to be a lot of numbers going around this week, especially with states starting to reopen Saturday, May 15th, or sorry, Friday. That's going to be a pretty big date, so we're going to have a lot of news coming out on that. So yeah, what Ryan said, I'm not expecting either green or red. I'm expecting a lot of up and down movement. But yeah, we will take it very carefully. Um, yeah, so we're looking for another really good week. But I, but this week we're gonna need to manage our risk a little bit better than last week because of the volatility. Yep. And I think that should conclude our weekly review, and upcoming weekly review. Also, oh yeah, Ryan posted on earnings. Let's look at that real quick. The weekend preview earning document.
Yeah, so we do have a good number of earnings, sort of front loaded a lot on Monday, a couple before the market even opens. Folks like Marriott, Mylan, who does manufacturing. We do have Energy Transfer, which is happening after close, and then we do have Continental Resources, which is before open as well. So a couple of energy related companies you mentioned. Energy is going to be interesting this week. And then a couple of the swings that we took last week, or even just the technical watches, Datadogs reporting after close on Monday, as well as CyberArk Software and Cisco on Wednesdays. And then Smile Direct Club is another swing that was taken. They report Wednesday after close. So certainly a couple of companies here. Just in terms of what I would call out, SPG, Simon Property Group, they've actually been within straddle 12 times, all 12 of the last 12 earnings reports. Now they're the ones that own malls and a lot of the malls in America. So there's a lot of volatility around that right now. They've lost almost 60% since the last earnings report, but that could be a potential neutral play from a Condor perspective. And then there's a couple other stocks here too. Cisco's beaten the implied straddle 7 out of 12 times, so there might be some volatility there. And then Under Armour's another one. I think they've lost a lot, UA, but they've been negative more times than they've been positive in terms of earnings movement the last couple of quarters here. So that's another one that we could be looking to fade the bullish side.
Sounds good. Simon Property Group, I think that's a good one. It's a good Aaron Condor that we could take. What did they report? They report.
After close on Monday.
Oh, okay. All right. So we could definitely look to take that tomorrow. Also, Under Armour reports before earnings, or sorry, before market open tomorrow. Marriott as well. Yeah, so some pretty big earnings. SDC, we knew earnings would be Wednesday, so we took this pre-earnings run up because it's getting a lot of unusual volume recently. So we could see some earnings run up. Plus, it beat or it's above daily. It's above the demand zone on the daily chart. So basically above the resistance. So and it broke that flag. So it's a good candidate to hold into the week. But if we're in profits, we'll just take profits. So a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So any other questions, guys? I think that should conclude the weekly review. Ryan, you have any questions or comments?
No, I think I'm good. I think for those people watching this, let us know how we can. Yeah, I want to try to raise the production value of this. As you guys will see, it's I'm just kind of tabbing between Discord, Thinkorswim, and Google Docs. But if you guys have suggestions, ideas, let us know. We want to try to make this a little bit more official. So definitely, give us some suggestions and some ideas.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll be having these just like we've had it before. But we've kind of switched around the times between 6 and 4 p.m. We'll keep it consistent to make sure that people show up, that more people show up, and that it fits everybody's time schedule. So we'll just do 4 p.m. every Sunday, just to go over the past week and the upcoming week, and any questions you guys have. So, but yeah, that should be good. Thanks Ryan for joining. We'll see you this week in Discord.
All right, 301. Thanks for walking us through, and happy trading, guys. Have a great week.
You too.